In the month of Iyar, we're reminded that there is hope. We sing the song Hatikva right before Rosh Chodesh Iyar, on Yom HaShoah, and of course we sing it on Yom HaTzmaut and Hey Iyar, and near the end of the month on Chavchet Iyar, on Yom Yerushalayim. We sing the words, Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope is not yet lost. We still have hope. We are a people who hope. Now that phrase, Od lo avda tikvatenu, written in the late 1800s by Naftali Hertz Imber, was actually taken from a phrase in Yecheskel Lamed Zayin and Nivuah, a prophecy of the dry bones, the famous vision where the bones themselves speak and they say, Yavshu atzmotenu, our bones are dried up, ve'avda tikvatenu, and we have lost hope. God comforts the bones and says that He will give a new ruach, a new spirit to the bones and bring them back to life, ve'chiyitem, and they'll be brought to the land of Israel. V'hinachti etchem al admatchem. Now, this vision is certainly understood to be the idea of Tchiyat HaMetim, the revival of the dead in Messianic times. It also strongly reminds us of images that we've all seen of Holocaust survivors. Looking like skeletons, completely malnourished, barely able to move. They look like dry bones. And somehow they are brought back to life and they are brought to Eretz Yisrael, to the land of Israel, which soon after became Medinat Yisrael as we know it and as we celebrate on Yom HaTzmaut. Somehow those dry bones came back to life. In many ways, we are seeing before us the Nivuot come to life. The prophecies of the future are happening in our days. How many of us sit around the Shabbat table and drink wines of Eretz Yisrael? This is a prophecy in the end of Amos, that we will plant vineyards and drink wines of our land, that we eat the fruit of our land, that desolate cities are rebuilt. Kibbutz Galiot, coming from all parts of the world, from every corner of the land, returning home, is fulfilling the divine words told to us in Devarim Perek Lamed. How many of us have walked the streets of Jerusalem? How many of us have seen children playing in the streets? A famous prophecy in Zechariah, written for the future times. We're living in the future. We're living the prophecies. We're seeing them before us. Because of this, we need to have hope. We need to hold on to hope. We are a people who hope. Rabbi Sachs says in Tehillah Fractured World that optimism is a passive virtue. Hope, however, is an active one. It needs courage. It takes a great deal of courage to hope, Rabbi Sachs says. And while Tanakh is not an optimistic book, Rabbi Sachs says that it is one of the greatest literatures of hope. We hope for a better future. We hoped to return to our land after 2,000 years of exile. And look at us now. Od lo avda tikvatenu, hatikva bat shnot 2000. 2,000 years, and here we are. We continue to hope that we will see Hashem's salvation, that we will say, Zeh Hashem kivinu lo, this is Hashem who we hoped for. Nagila v'nismecha b'shioto, we will rejoice in His salvation. In the time period leading up to the war that continues to this very day, we said Mizmor Chav Zayin for 40 days. If in some way it prepared us or reminded us for this idea that we need to hope, we need to be courageous, we need to be brave and strong in order to hope. The very last pasuk in Mizmor Chav Zayin says, Kaveh el Hashem, hope to God. Chazak v'yametz libecha, strengthen yourself, have courage, be courageous, as Rabbi Sachs says. V'kaveh el Hashem, and once again, hope to God. We are a people who hope. We hold on to hatikva. Od lo avda tikvatenu. Our hope is not lost. We continue to hope. In the words of Yirmiyahu, v'yesh tikva lacharitech, num Hashem, v'shavu banim legvulam. We hope for our children, our captives, to return home, v'shavu me'eretz oyev, to return home from enemy lands, from enemy hands. We hope for a time where there will be peace. We hope for Hashem to protect all of our citizens of the land of Israel, all of our Chayalim. And we hope to gaze upon Eretz Tzion of Yerushalayim in peace, with the building of the Beit HaMikdash, to truly celebrate with Yerushalayim, as we know that from the prophecies of Yeshayahu, to celebrate, to rejoice with Yerushalayim. Just as we have mourned the loss, we will also celebrate together and rejoice. This Iyar, we are reminded to have hope, to strengthen ourselves, to continue to hope. Hatikva is the song of the Jewish people for a reason. Let us hope together and pray for a better future.